started out with, I guess, the nice thing was that the last 2 years now we've played Aberdeen for homecoming. We won both games by 11. This year, though, we did it a lot shorter time. That was a big positive. The negative probably on it is that we did give up. I told you that Teason was a pretty good receiver. Well, he had 10 catches for 280-some yards against us. So, but the good news is we were in control. We were ahead. And every time that there's positives and negatives, but the positive was every time they scored, we seemed to come back and put points back on the board, and which really helped us. But we don't want to get into those kind of matches if we can help it. I thought our defense played really well in the first half. When we kept them contained and could stay with them and put a little pressure on, we did pretty well. When we got a little tired and lost containment, let the quarterback have a little time, then their speed showed up a lot more. So we got to keep working on that. The hard part about that is we've had a few kids sick and we still got a few kids out. But I thought the Aberdeen game was a good game for us after the Washington game to come back and get a win at home. And so now we're preparing for the Pierre game. At Pierre, you have they have quite a few of their kids back. They have a kid by the name of Kaiser, 6'4", 200-pound quarterback, throws the ball pretty well. They have a Severin. I had an older brother that played a few years ago that went to SDSU. He's a pretty good receiver. He's a 2-year starter. Their tailback and their fullback are both 2-year starters. And on tape, they look beatable, but and we're going for it. But they did, I noticed, did have their center out. They have a center that's 300 pounds that did play. That's a 2-year starter. And I'm hoping his injury is long enough to keep him up one more game. But because their center they had this week was only 240. And so, but they've got a pretty good sized group of kids. They got a tight end, his name is King. He's only a junior. He's about 6'3", and can go plays wide out and plays tight end and catches the ball and blocks pretty well. But at the same time, we've got some pretty good kids. I thought for us, our inside 2 linebackers have been pretty solid for us. I thought Sheldon Gadd and Colin Booth did a pretty good job for us, and we need those guys to bring everybody else up a little bit and keep playing strong. We moved some kids around. Alex Withrow played both ways, but this week he hasn't been in school yet. He's been sick. So we're hoping he gets back on track. Landon Bender got back last week, but then he's been sick this week, so I'm hoping to see those guys tonight. And of course tonight it's going to be rainy and cruddy. I'm hoping it clears off. And God smiles at us and we're going to have a little sunshine for a couple hours. That really help us out for practice. If we don't, we do have we can get to the archery range and use that, but that changes a lot of dynamics for us, and it's a lot nicer if we could be outside. From the last game, Blake Savvy is out right now. He's given him an MRI today on his knee. When the game ended, he thought he was okay. Then he rode to Aberdeen and back to get a look at Northern. And on the way coming back, his knee swelled a little bit on it. She hasn't been on it yet. I'm hoping it's nothing major. But I'll tell you what I told him. I think he's at the point where he probably shouldn't play anymore. If it is a minor injury, I think he should rehab it and get ready to play basketball. And I think he's worried too much about what his buddies have had happen to them, and I don't want the same thing happen to him. So we'll be looking for somebody else to play split in. I was maybe thinking about moving Colton James to that, but Colton James has a sprained ankle that he still hasn't got okay to play yet either. So he will be back at some point, but we'll move some kids around, and in that process we'll discover somebody that can help us out. Matter of fact, in practice, Tommy Mellon's the boy that transferred here. He's caught the ball a little bit better this week, and so hopefully he'll step up and get some things done for us. And then Dylan Lyons should get back this week. The doctor said he could practice right away. Our trainer said he couldn't yet, so we'll go with the safe route, and hopefully he can put the pads on and hit today and see if he can, but he probably won't play much on Friday. I'll make sure he's really ready to go before we use him. Other than that, we'll be ready, so we'll do a few changes. Matter of fact, I'll say that I'm tired of us fumbling the ball at fullback, so I think Sheldon Yankton will go to fullback. And I'll bring in a couple other backs that I think can block, and hopefully they can carry the ball a little bit. That means Kusick will probably be playing both ways. Caskey finally got out of the cast, and so he played a little bit last week, and he'll be healthy. He's learning the play, so he'll probably be the other back. And then I'm going to move around our linemen a little bit more. So between you and me, we won't tell Pierre, but I might put somebody a little bit bigger at tight end and see if we can't get our down block. Our 46, 47 buck sweep hasn't worked real well because we keep missing one key block. And so I'm going to use Pierre there, I think, and see if that'll help it out. And if that works, then we'll be able to use that and get us going a little bit. And that'll be the running game. On the throwing game, we've got a lot of things we can work on and do it, but we're getting better. The thing I did notice is that from the beginning of the year, where I thought with our quarterback and our 5 quick outs, out of those guys, I've only got 2 of those guys left. So we'll regroup a little bit this week. We worked on it last night. We'll work on it again tonight, and hopefully we'll have some kids step up, and there's an opportunity for them to become get a little more limelight than they would have instead of being a backup to get to be a starter. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, I like our attitudes. After getting a win was really great. Going to Pierre, we're ranked second, so we're not supposed to win the game, but I want our kids to believe and understand that we can and we should. And if we get a win up in Pierre, then we're heading definitely in the right direction. But we got to have some things go our way and work hard, but all of it's very possible. Our work's called for us, but I think we should have a fun time, and we'll give her